Hi everyone, my name is Raquel Forsgren, and today's practice is going to be probably about 15 minutes long, and it's a gentle practice and one that I've put together being inspired by two of my favorite people in my world right now, a woman in Florida who is a good friend and client of mine, and an amazing man that I've met through my hospital work here in Chicago, and you both know who you are. So this particular practice is inspired and created for you, and you can see our puppy Sophia in the background wants to be part of the video. So we'll leave her there because that's real world, right? Some of us have animals in our house and our apartments, and being able to practice right with them is how we make yoga a part of what we do. So what you'll need is a mat on your floor. You can use a towel if you don't have that, or quite frankly, you don't even need a towel. But what I would encourage you to do, if you're not using a mat, is make sure that you're on carpet, because it can be really, really hard on our knees, especially as we get older. We definitely don't want to do anything to damage that cartilage or cause any other issues for our knees, okay? So go ahead and come onto your mat, or just onto your carpet. And what we're going to focus on today will be opening these muscles, the hip flexors, and also opening the backs and the fronts of our legs to release the pressure in the lower back. And if you have sciatic trouble, sciatic pain, anything going on with the sciatica, or the sciatic nerve rather, this is going to help relieve some of that pressure, okay? So here we go. So come onto your hands and knees. Take your hands underneath your shoulders and spread your fingers really wide as you can, where if you have a little arthritis in your hands, don't worry about spreading your fingers too wide. You want your hand to look like it's a big palm print, okay? So hands are under the shoulders. And you're going to begin by just moving the back rounded and then arched, very gently. Don't curve the back too much. And do that just a few times. And take a moment here and just pause and watch me in the camera. So some of you that I work with are quite flexible in your spines, and you can arch the back and you can round the back. That's not what I'm looking for here. I'm looking to help lubricate the spine, but to keep a healthy back, particularly if you have anything, bone metastases, osteoporosis, anything like that, you want to take very good care to barely move the spine, but move it just enough to keep oiling everything between each of our special sweet little vertebrae. All right? Just taking a few rounds. Now, just do a few hip circles. So you're just moving the hips around in a circle. Let's just do that 2 times. And then opposite direction. Have to give both sides a little bit of love. And from here, widen the knees as far as you can. Touch the big toes together and shift the hips back on your heels. Now you can do 2 things here. This might be enough for you to help the back open up just a little bit, and your legs might be tight enough that you can't even or your hips might be tight enough that you really can't even get your hips back on your heels, and that's okay, because that's why we practice yoga, is to try to stretch and open things. So this might be all you can do by putting the forearms down and just keeping the bottom in the air. If you can shift the hips back on your heels, do that, and then walk the hands out, resting the elbows and the forearms down. You can rest your forehead down. And once you get into this posture, take 3 full breaths. Inhaling, exhaling out your mouth, Inhaling again. Exhaling out your mouth. And one last time, inhaling and exhaling out your mouth. All right, now come back up on your hands and knees again, and let's just take the right toes straight back to give the kneecap a rest by lifting the knee up. And I want you to just rock back and forth. You can see how my heel moves. So you're just on the pad of your foot. You're just rocking back and forth. If this is too much pressure on your hands, which it can be for those of us that have arthritis, just try making a fist. See how that feels. See if that takes a little pressure off. It sure helps me. Then slide that knee down and then extend the opposite side and just rock the foot. You're looking to feel a stretch in your leg somewhere, and that's different for every single one of us. But look for the stretch in the calf, in the thigh, in the foot. This is a great, great posture to manage plantar fasciitis or even keep it from starting altogether. Okay, knees back down. Walk the hands out and over to the right, about as far as you can reach, okay? Then take the left hip to the side. I just want you to hold it here and notice where you feel a stretch in your body. It could be underneath your arm, could be along your arm and into your back. Now, shift the hips as far back as you can toward your heels. Notice where the stretch changes for you, okay? Now, bring yourself back up. We're not holding that very long. Walk the hands through center and then over to the left. Same thing. Right hip goes opposite side. Notice where you feel the stretch. And then take the hips back a little bit towards your heels. Notice where the side stretches and notice the difference between either side of your body. It's kind of cool to learn the differences between the sides of our body. And then come all the way back up. And then what we're going to do is come over, sit on our hips, move the legs in front, keep your knees bent, and I'll actually turn at an angle. You might be able to see me just a little bit better, and then you have the mirror to look as well. Sitting up nice and tall. If this hurts somewhere along this part of your bottom or the spine, what I like to do is just take a blanket. You don't need a fancy yoga prop for any of this. Just take a blanket and just double it up and then sit on that blanket. And it just raises the hips just a little bit more. Sitting up nice and tall, neck is really long, chin is tucked slightly back, hands are right here. And I just want you to feel the feet and just engage for just a moment. Take a nice inhale and an exhale. And from here, extend the left leg long in front. The right knee stays bent. All we're going to do is reach forward, keep the chin lifted, keep the hands reaching out, and you should start to feel a little bit of a stretch in the back of that left leg. And then coming back, take the arms into cactus. Inhale, exhale, reaching forward, inhale again, and exhale back. Now from here, let's take this right foot, just cross it over and hold that posture here. Let's take the left forearm around that top knee and the right arm behind you and just hold this position. This is just a baby twist, a baby twist. This should hopefully start to open up the outer side of the right hip, just in this posture. Then if you're able, let's go ahead and take that foot, keep the ankle just above the knee. You can kind of see where the knee is in the mirror. Keep the right foot flexed. The knee comes out to the side. Take the arms out again. Inhale and reach forward just slightly. Just slightly. It doesn't matter if you can reach further than that. That's not what I'm interested in for you. That's actually going to add strain to your lower back. It's just enough that you can feel a little bit more stretch in the right hip. And bring it back, and let's take the hands by the side, uncross the leg, bring the left knee up, give ourselves a squeeze. And arms back by your sides, extend the right leg down, flex the foot. Inhale and reach forward. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhaling, reach forward. And exhale, cactus arms. Take the hands down. All you're doing here, wrapping the right forearm around the front of the shin. And you're barely turning the torso to the left. I mean, a smidge to the left, if you know what a smidge is. And then come back center. And then let's place that left ankle above the right knee. Flex that left foot to protect the knee. Arms reach out again in front. Spread the fingers wide. Inhale and reach slightly forward. And come back. And let's reach forward again. And come back. Take the arms down. Bring that left knee up. Hug the right knee in. Give yourself a gentle squeeze and a slight round, tucking the chin. And extend the legs. Okay. From here, if you cannot straighten your legs completely and that feels uncomfortable, I don't want you to do it. You will get just as much stretch if you have a nice bend in your knees than if your legs are super straight. So just keep that in mind. The key is to be able to reach forward. So let's reach and extend the arms forward. Keep the chin lifted. I want you reaching first. Then begin to lower the hands to the shins, to the toes, or even the outer edges of the feet. And again, take a look at this. If I have my knees bent, I can reach my toes. And maybe we try straightening one leg and keeping the opposite one bent. See how that feels for the back of the legs. Holding that there, let's take a nice inhale. And a long exhale. Take one more actually. Inhale. And a long exhale. Then let's bend that right knee and let's straighten the left. Ooh, notice the difference between the sides? My left side's a little tighter today. Let's take a nice inhale and an exhale, and you could even see if you can move the chest a little closer. Inhale and exhale. And take one more nice inhale and an exhale. See if you can straighten both legs a little bit more than you did. All right, from here, let's reach both arms out. Let's take the right arm across to the left shin. Take the left arm behind us, and then lift both arms up. So you're just getting a nice easy twist. Inhale, and as you exhale, let's take the arms center, then lower that left hand to the shin, right arm back. Take the arms out, inhale, and exhale, arms back center. Awesome. Now take the hands by your sides. Let's take the left leg out long, and I'll actually turn this direction so you can see me just a little bit better. You're going to take the right heel inward toward the groin, Reach the arms up, inhaling, and as you exhale, let's take the arms out in front of you. Keep flexing that left foot, okay? So arms are out in front of you. Notice where you feel that stretch in your left leg. Mine happens to be in my inner thigh and behind my left knee. Let's walk the hands to the left. Keep pushing the hands into the floor. You can begin to notice where the stretch changes, moving maybe to the lower back or the sides, and then continuing to walk the hands until you are right over the leg. Now you may be able to only pull yourself as far down or stretch as far down as the knee. Some of you might be able to reach the ankle, or some of you might be able to reach the toes. Whatever feels the most comfortable is what you want. This is an easy, gentle stretch. Nothing off the charts. Okay, come all the way back up. You're just walking your hands slowly up. From here, let's take both feet together. So you're just touching the feet. Take the arms and just take them underneath the shins. This might be all the stretch you need. I know that when I do this one with my grandpa, his knees are up here. And that's okay, as long as you're not feeling extra pressure in that position. Because sometimes you can actually put pillows here just so that your knees can fully relax. But in this case, take your hands underneath, and if you're able to, you can take the chest toward the legs and use the strength of the hands to lift the chin forward and pull the chest forward, using the elbows to maybe even press into the thighs, whatever might feel really good. Might notice a big stretch in the hips here, and then release. Okay, nice and slow. Let's take the right leg extended, left heel in toward the side, sitting up nice and tall. Same thing, inhaling, reaching up, looking up, exhaling, letting the hands go forward in front of you. Notice the difference right now between both legs. Make sure the right toes are flexed. Taking just a couple breaths here before we begin to move. Beginning to walk the hands a little bit to the right, just on the inside of that right leg. I definitely can feel the difference between two sides of my body. Then walking the hands completely onto the leg, onto the shin or the knee. As I mentioned, this might be enough of a stretch for you. For others, you may need to come to here or here. But the whole point is a comfortable stretch. So just holding that stretch and smiling. Don't forget to smile. And come all the way back up here. And let's take the feet touching one more time. I always like to try to neutralize the spine when I can. So take those hands, forearms, slide underneath. You can grab the outer part of the shin or the ankle and pull yourself forward. Notice this time if you have any more openness in the hips. Any more openness at all. And come all the way back up. All right, so from here, what we're going to do is come into something that's called pigeon. Now, I'm going to guide you through it, and you're welcome to watch me first. You're going to take your hands down and slide the right knee behind the right wrist. And the left leg is long behind you. And see how my knee just came down? This might be enough of a stretch. Untuck your toes, where you just feel it in that outer hip. And you're going to feel it potentially in the inner thigh as well. You'll feel sensations. If you want to, you can come down on your forearms. But this is where I'll have you stay, is on the forearms, even though most of you I know could potentially rest your forehead on the mat. I'll have you stay on your forearms. And with each breath, we'll take 3 breaths here. See if you can relax on the exhale a little bit more into the carpet or the mat, whatever you're on. Taking a nice inhale and an exhale. Taking 2 more of those at your own pace. And then when you're finished with that, come back up on your hands and knees. Roll over onto that right side. Bring the left knee up to meet the right. Come up on your hands and knees. Take that right leg back again, just like we did in the beginning. Move the left knee behind the left wrist. Lower that right knee down. And come down on the forearms if that feels good for you, or if this is enough for you, stay right here. You're going to get more of a stretch in the front of your thigh and that hip flexor right here if you stay up on the hands. If you come down on your forearms, you get just a little bit more through this muscle that runs all the way up into your spine, through your bottom, and into your hip. So choose what feels best for you. Take another full breath and an exhale. And then come all the way back up. Sit over on that bottom on the left side. Bring the legs around, and let's come all the way onto the back. Okay, so from here, hug that left knee into your chest, and you may not even be able to bring it in clear to your chest, and it's okay, you can just bring it here. Extend the right leg long in front, flex the foot, point the toe, flex the foot, and point the toe. Maybe circle the ankle around. Maybe circle both ankles around. Use your brain. Get your brain engaged. Opposite direction. Nice. Take the right arm by the side. Keep flexing this right leg and the right foot. And see if you can move the left knee out just a little while focusing and keeping the right hip down on the mat. Just opening up the hips, the hip flexors, the psoas muscle that runs clear through our bellies into our thighs and around our back to make it a simplistic definition, the psoas. And bring the knee back up, bring both knees in and switch the legs out. Hug this right knee up towards your shoulder. Flex this left foot, flex and point, and flex and point, and flex and point, and circle both ankles around. And opposite. And reflex again. Start to open up that right knee a little bit more to the right. Feeling this opening right here on the hip flexor, that psoas muscle. And bringing the knees back up one last time. Give yourself just a little squeeze. Rock a little bit very, very gently on your spine. And then bring the arms by your side. Feet both down, knees are together. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Resting here. This is your final resting posture. I'm doing this with the knees bent. In other videos of mine, you've seen where my legs are extended out long, but they're not because this is for the lower back. This is to take pressure off the lower back. So arms are by your side, just taking one final resting posture. Taking your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly. Notice how you're breathing. Check in with that. How are you breathing? Is it nice and smooth and long? Is it short and kind of clunky or sticky? And I don't want you to judge it at all. I just want you to analyze it a little bit, paying attention to how you feel after doing just this short 15, 20-minute practice. Take a nice deep inhale and a long, long, long exhale, as long as you can. Lift the left arm up over your head if possible. If not, just roll over onto the left side, bringing the knees together. Take the right hand down, push yourself up until the left hand can join it. And then let's scoot the legs around, sitting cross-legged if you can, and if not, you can totally sit with your knees up. Bring your hands at heart center and honor yourselves. Honor yourselves for doing another practice today. Thank you so much for joining me. Close your eyes. Set your intention for today. How you want your day to be, what you want to do or accomplish after this, just something. Softly blink open your eyes and look forward. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon.